Hey everybody, welcome to the Blue Ribbon Lounge podcast.
Welcome back to the lounge where we're deep underground.
Deep, the deepest of deeps.
Yes, the Challenger Deep.
Challenger Deep of podcasts. Nobody records deeper than us, Dave.
Probably not.
We go deep into it.
Get into it.
Yeah, we're gonna get into some stuff today. I'm pretty excited about this episode, Dave. What about you?
Yeah, it should be a good one.
Yeah, but before all the fun meat and potatoes, how was your weekend? What'd you do?
My weekend. Went for a hike. It was cool because it was like kind of rainy on Saturday. So I think it kept a lot of people away.
Oh, your favorite. Nobody.
Yeah. I mean, we saw like 2 people, but it wasn't too bad. Then we pretty much had the whole place to ourselves.
Where'd you go?
Oh,
okay, I see.
Yeah. If you want to know where to go hiking, there's plenty of like talkers and tweeters that'll tell you where to go so you can ruin it for everybody.
Jeez Louise. But that's what we love about you, Dave. Your cantankerousness.
Cantanker. That's a good word.
Yeah, I just read the dictionary today.
All right. That's very punctilious of you. No, there's a story about Leonardo DiCaprio did that movie The Beach.
Okay.
And the beach that they filmed on for that movie became like a huge tourist spot.
Oh.
Like so much so they got so polluted that like the Taiwanese or the whoever, the government had to shut the beach down.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, and to see like a before and after picture, it's just like super just trashed and gross and became a hazard. So they're like, oh, okay, you guys can't hang out there anymore.
Damn. That sucks.
Yeah, or like there's that one Lake Tahoe, like when there's big like 4th of July or Labor Day, they always show like an after picture, and it's always just trash, just broken tents and like beer cans and plastic all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I mean, that's like trying to go anywhere for 4th of July or Labor Day or this or that. And my wife always wants to camp on those long weekends. But I'm like, man, trying to find a spot at some of the smaller, like kind of more intimate campgrounds is impossible.
Right.
But we know we got a spot too that I'm not going to say on the podcast, Dave. What do you think of that?
Oh, that's good.
You're rubbing off on me.
Yeah, well, because there was a place in Iowa City where you could go and jump off a cliff.
Okay.
And it
Into
was
the water? Or?
Yeah. What was that, like Lake McBride up there, I think?
Okay.
And it used to be like locals. And so it was kind of like people who lived there knew about it, but they didn't really tell like the college kids who were just there, you know, for 4 years or just for the summer or whatever, because they would just trash it. And lo and behold, I think one time it got out. And like last time I was up there, there's just like beer cans crammed everywhere, spray paint, broken glass. It's like, can't even enjoy it.
Yeah, that's tough. Because it's like, on one hand, you'd love for everybody to be able to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, people suck.
Exactly. Because I can understand.
Sucky people suck.
You want to go like by the river and watch like the sunset or something, and you're like, oh, let's take some Hardee's with us and have a little picnic. Okay, but take it with you. Don't just like leave it in this cool fucking spot you found and just be like trash on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, I was always a big proponent of that Boy Scout model, you know, leave it better than you found it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Or leave nothing but footprints, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame.
No, but it was really nice, and like it wasn't too hot, and everything was like really green. And because of the rain, the bugs weren't that bad.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was a good little trip.
Excellent. Glad you had that time.
Yeah.
I was kind of out in the woods a little bit.
Yeah?
Got to go up to Simcoe, Wisconsin for a big car show.
Yeah.
Highly recommended. And I don't know what it was. It's always been a pretty big show, but they said they had like 1,400 campers there. Like vehicle campers.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe it was the old Donnie Trump COVID fund or something. Everybody, got that $15,000 or $3,000 or whatever, and just bought a fucking sick camper with it. But yeah, there was a lot of campers there.
Yeah, it's also that, for being pent up for a whole year, and then maybe that first year you're kind of like skeptical, but now you're like, let's break loose, let's do all
Yeah.
the stuff, because you never know when you're just gonna be stuck at home.
That's for sure. Yeah, trying to hit as many car shows as they can, hopefully. On the topic of car shows, Iron Invasion in October. Check it out. Facebook Iron Invasion.
Do you know a date?
I can find it, and then I can edit out me searching for it if I want.
Well, coming up in September was supposed to be the Midwest Monster Fest,
Oh yeah,
and that got canceled for some reason.
The guy who runs it, I think, his health has been kind of worrying him.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been trying to like get into shape and lose a bunch of weight, and he has, but who knows exactly what kind of things are going on with him.
Okay, so it's a health thing. I thought maybe like the venue or something was falling
him
through,
around,
or they, yeah.
No, it from what I had seen, it was he was worried about his health, and I'm like, maybe you just find some more people to delegate to, and
Yeah.
just sit around. But it's hard. The guy that runs Vintage Torque Fest and Iron Invasion, he's never a delegator. Although at Iron Invasion, October 7th and 8th,
All right.
I am going to be in charge of vintage camping again.
Yeah.
Invasion of the Vintage Campers, and then also the swap meet.
Oh.
So I'm going to be a busy boy, busy body.
Well, that gives you something to do.
Yeah, and I like being able to help people have fun, and help the people who want to make money, and the people who want to make memories. So
Yeah, and that's at the Mississippi Valley Fairground?
Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds, yeah.
All right. That just seems like an odd place to camp.
It's not great, and they just upped the price for camping because they like redid all the grounds and stuff and put like brand new electric spots and brand new like I think they put like the waste hookups.
All right.
And I'm just like, none of these campers are gonna have that. None of these
They're all
campers are gonna need
vintage.
that. Yeah, you could plug these campers into the same thing as your toaster. Like,
Yeah.
that's what these campers are working with. But I can only do so much with the price. It's the fairgrounds.
Right.
But what I can do is try to get everybody set up in good spots and quickly, and so people can just start having fun as soon as they can. I'm trying to get, maybe if people commit to like 3 days to camp, then maybe they can get $5 off a day or something.
Oh, like a bulk
Yeah.
rate kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying, but it's their decision. So
Right. The fairgrounds.
yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else for me.
No?
Oh, I don't know if I talked too much about Simcoe, but there was a band, the Bell Furies. Me and the wife were really into those.
Bell Furies.
Yeah, I suggest listening to the Working Man's Bell Furies. It's kind of sad boy music, but it's, man, I just love it. It's
Like
so good.
emo or just like
It's
like bluesy?
it's like bluesy.
Okay.
It's like bluesy meets like some sort of country western type thing, I think.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, super good. Highly recommend that.
Are they jam bandy?
No, it's
No.
like, well, Simcoe's a car show so they're kind of more vintage sounding.
Okay.
But
Well, I mean, like, Dead and Company and those kind of, that's vintage now. That's like
Well,
70s
yes.
music,
what else happened at Simcoe?
There were no standards.
There was no standards.
That's a shame.
It really was. And you know what? It sounded like everybody just kind of had too much going on.
Right.
I might cut a lot of this Simcoe rambling stuff out. I don't know. I feel like I should be talking more about it, like, because I did a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But we set up to vend, and so we had the camper and the awning out, and then it like flash stormed at 4 a.m.
Oh.
Woke up in the middle of the night to 2 inches of water on the ground, and all the racks and the awning had fallen over, and
Yeah.
oh, it was a mess.
Do you have to pack all that up every night then? Put
No.
it in totes or something? Slide it under a table?
No, we just slid it all as close to the camper as possible,
Oh, okay.
and then put some tarps over it. But then the tarps just caught all the wind, and things were blowing around.
Yeah.
So the second night we moved everything in and then dropped the awning, so there was only like a little bit of space you could get out.
Yeah.
And that worked out pretty well.
All right.
Yeah, but it was a good time, Simcoe, Wisconsin.
Did you ride an alligator?
I do. Oh, that's another thing. We went to Circus World in Baraboo, Wisconsin. It's where Ringling Brothers started.
Oh, okay.
It was super cool. They had circus performers. They had a girl up on like silks,
Yeah.
and then a guy that spun plates, and a guy who was in this big like ring thing, and he would roll in it kind of like a hamster wheel, but he would be walking and it would be moving forward, and then he would also like he turned it sideways, and you know how if you like drop a plate and it kind of like saucer spins a little bit.
Yeah, it does that wobble.
Yeah, he was doing that wobble on this thing, and it was pretty impressive. The whole show was pretty good, and we got there a little late. But they have like big buildings full of old train cars and like old posters and like displays and stuff. It
Yeah.
was super cool. Highly recommend.
Circus Town?
Circus World.
Circus World.
Baraboo, Wisconsin.
All right.
I think that's all I got.
Yeah.
All the merch is up now, right? Have you looked up the new stickers?
The Bender and Fries?
Yes.
Yeah, those are up.
Did I post the newest sticker? The
Podcat.
Podcat. What do we call that? Teen Squatch?
Teen Squatch. I don't know. Have you even like got that ball rolling or?
I got the art done. I think
Yeah.
the art's done, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if we posted it on the Facebook group. We'll post it
No.
there before anything else.
Yeah, but we don't have them yet.
No, not yet.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll post it on Facebook as soon as I place the order.
There you go. Then let's get some preamble going.
Yeah. I don't know when that'll be, but make sure it happens.
Oh, okay.
So the other one took long enough too, so
Right. Maybe we'll do like a teaser.
yeah. And if you guys have any sticker ideas, I'm always looking to doodle stuff up. It's a lot of fun for me.
Yeah.
I have a hard time coming up with the ideas though. Dave's the idea man.
Yeah. I have some ideas. I just got to follow through.
Okay.
Just for like pictures to put on the Facebook group.
Oh no, I'm talking about making stickers. And
Well,
stuff.
yeah, I know that,
Okay.
but I'm just saying like fun things
Yeah.
for the.
Oh, did you
group.
see that weird ghost looking thing that I posted? Yeah, I think you commented on it.
Yeah, where it looked like a symbiote like coming out with some dude to scare off some guy that's kicking his ass.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was weird. I have no idea what.
Have you seen the Venom movies?
No.
Oh, okay. Do you like Predator?
Yeah.
Have you seen anything about this new Predator? It's called Prey.
Yeah, I've heard it's good, but
I really liked it.
yeah.
Yeah, I watched it over the weekend, and it was it met like every need. The main character was a little like kind of whiny, but I liked that it was a woman. I liked that it took place in like Native America, and like the concept of the Predator having like native dress attire was pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good movie.
I'll have to check that out. I've heard good things about it.
Yeah. Do you know anything about the Predator verse?
Not really. Just that they're hunters.
Yeah. Do they just like go out of their way? Are they just like sport hunters or something?
Pretty much.
Okay.
They're just like the hunters of the universe, so they try to like match up against other predators pretty much.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what I was thinking.
yeah, the one with Adrian Brody isn't too bad.
I heard that as well.
It's like the first one, the second one, the one with Adrian Brody, and then I guess this new one, but kind of anything else is kind of cheesy.
Was there a third one before Alien vs Predator?
No.
And they made two of those, didn't they?
Yeah, and then they went back and did Predators, which is the one with Adrian Brody, and then they did another Predator movie, but I heard that one wasn't that great.
Because the original Predator is on Hulu right now. And
Yeah.
that's the service I have, so I might try to watch that soon.
Oh, okay.
It's been a while.
It's good.
Okay.
I own it.
Oh, well, it's
Yeah.
a long list.
Right. I did watch the movie X over the weekend.
Oh Okay. What's that about?
It's a horror movie
Okay.
where these these young adults, I don't know, they're adults, but they're like younger, but they're going out to make an X-rated movie.
Oh, okay.
And they go to a farmhouse and they don't tell, the farmer and his wife what they're doing.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not the movie, but the trailer.
Okay, the trailer for it. Yeah, and it's kind of interesting. It's a little different.
Okay.
It's quite like what you would think it would be.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know. There's a lot of disturbingness to it.
That's what the trailer kind of seemed like.
Yeah. I mean, it was good. My old lady kind of enjoyed it till she fell asleep.
You know what we should do is promote the Halloween episode. I don't know if it'll be Halloween or just an October episode. We're going to try to have Jason Whitmarsh back.
Yeah.
Death Stitch Jason.
Right.
And we're going to do our five favorite horror movies.
Or, 5 you would recommend.
Yes. So if you guys have a list of 5 horror movies you want to recommend, maybe we'll try to get those and read them on the air or something to recommend to other people as well.
Yeah, we can throw them out there.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
Kind of like maybe something at the end, be like, okay, well, we've talked about ours. Here's a quick list,
Yeah.
rapid fire kind of thing.
Or yeah, if we can get a couple of people to recommend, then maybe we'll do like the most recommended or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like the one people recommended the most.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Child's Play.
it's a good one.
But yeah, it's all shoot by the hip anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. And while we're asking people to do stuff, if you like this podcast, share it with 4 people.
Yeah.
Just like shoot them a text with a link and be like, hey, I think you might like this.
Yeah.
Or play it at your work.
Or your local church.
Yeah, loud. And then just like walk away. And then when you come back, there'll be people like, what's this? And you can have a conversation.
Yeah. An honest conversation.
Yeah.
Instead of all those fake conversations you have all the time.
Right. How's the weather? How are your kids? Oh. Is your dog still in traction?
I don't think I got anything else, Dave.
That's all your stuff.
I've been in a funk lately, and it's like I finally kind of realized I was in a funk, and I'm trying to get out of it now. Trying to crawl my way out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a real bummer for about a week and a half, minimum.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit before and a little bit after, but
Right. Sunshine helps.
yes, I need to be outside more for sure.
Yeah.
Just cut a couple of holes in these levels of my house so I can get some sunshine into the basement.
Right. However many stairs are to get down here.
or maybe I think they make like a happy light, and it's supposed to be like gives you vitamin D or something.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah. Or I wonder if a grow light would work.
Probably. That's probably
Yeah.
the same kind of deal, the spectrum of UV that you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get into a big tanning bed full of grow lights.
Yeah.
Come out all
Put your feet
burnt
in
up.
some dirt. and-
Yeah, ground up a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough Google.
All right. Sounds good.
Let's do some animal attacks, animal escapes type situation.
Animal Adventures?
Yeah, Adventures in Animalville, Animal Town,
Farmville. What's
Farm Town,
Animal Crossing?
Animal Crossing.
That's a thing, right?
Yeah, basement beers, Animal Crossing Blue Ribbon Lounge Edition.
There we go.
You want to go first? You want me to go first?
Go ahead.
I have some long ones. Have you ever?
Go for it.
I'm going to do this long one.
All right.
Have you ever heard of Zanesville, Ohio?
No, but I've heard of Ohio.
Have you been?
Mm-hmm.
Have you had their potatoes?
That's Idaho.
Oh, whoops.
Ohio
Cut that
is
one out.
Cleveland.
Land of the automobile, or is that Michigan?
It's Michigan.
Damn it,
Detroit.
Detroit. Damn it.
Yeah.
All right. Terry Thompson lived in Zanesville, Ohio,
Yeah.
and he was a collector of sorts. He was. I didn't write his age or anything. He was like in his 50s or 60s, but he had a big property just outside of town. On this property, he kept exotic animals.
Oh, okay, like Tiger Joe or King
Yeah,
Lizard.
King Lizard, King Gizzard, and the Lizard Wizards.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a lot of animals. So his neighbor was out one day and noticed, I think is like some horses or something, some of his animals acting weird.
Yeah.
And then he saw a tiger
Oh.
on like just outside of his property. I think it was on the other side of a fence. So he grabbed his animals and put them in the barn, and then he ended up calling the police. Come to find out, Terry Thompson had killed himself.
Oh, okay.
He thought, I think he had gone to jail for a gun charge, and he thought that his wife had cheated on him, and so he was distraught, and he let a bunch of these animals out and then killed himself.
Damn.
So within the animals that were killed, 18 tigers,
Yeah.
17 lions, 8 bears, 3 cougars, 2 wolves, 1 baboon, and a macaque. I think that's like a monkey thing.
Macaque.
A macaque.
I think that is like a monkey, I think.
Yeah. And so when the police got there, there were just all these animals out. And they called the Columbus Zoo, and they sent out some people, some researchers and stuff.
Right.
And one of the people who is a director at the Columbus Zoo is Jack Hanna.
Oh, yeah, the animal guy that goes on like Jay Leno and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
And so he shows up too, and the police and these experts are all talking, and they can't figure out. They're trying to figure out like what's the most humane and best way to keep the people in town safe. Because I'd imagine if you got a tiger,
Right. Let alone 13 of them.
18,
18.
and 17 lions and 8 bears, and so they were kind of brainstorming, and they just decided that they had to put them all down.
Yeah.
So it was like a day or two that they were kind of hunting and finding all these animals. The only escaped animal that they couldn't find was the macaque,
Yeah.
and they just kind of assumed that it was eaten by one of the larger cats.
All right.
And so this wasn't even all of their animals.
Really?
Yeah, he just let maybe as many as he could out, or just a bunch. 6 of their animals survived. 3 leopards were still in their cages. 2 macaques were inside the house in the living room.
Yeah.
And they were, I guess, in small bird cages.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like Jumanji where they're just like wreaking havoc in the house?
Yeah, well, I did hear that people had gone to their house. So this Terry Thompson had gotten in trouble for not keeping good enough conditions for his animals.
Oh, okay.
And it sounded like the laws weren't in place to prosecute him for anything like that.
Okay.
I don't know if they had to I don't know if they fined him, or they had to give him a certain amount of time
To fix it or get rid of them.
Is what I think it was. And within that time, he got picked up for some sort of illegal gun ownership charge or owning illegal weapons.
Right.
And the last animal that they had found that wasn't let loose was a small grizzly bear, also in a bird cage, which I think is one of those, like, if you ever see, it's like imagine a bird cage, but it's like,
Huge.
20 feet
yeah,
tall.
like an aviary.
Yeah. That's what I imagine that guy was kept in. But so Thompson's wife, Marion, came home around lunchtime, and I don't know if they had called her or what, or if she was just showing up, but she had to be convinced that the surviving animals should be taken to the zoo for safekeeping.
Yeah.
And a lot of that was because of the poor living conditions.
Right.
It seemed like maybe it was a lot of cages on top of cages and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
And she was pleading with Jack Hanna that he was taking away her children.
Yeah, her babies.
She said that she would sleep with the macaques that were inside. And there was a story about someone being at the Thompson residence, and they heard like this kind of clicking.
Yeah.
And it was like claws on tile, and a tiger just like walked from one room to another, and just like wasn't. It would be like something out of a movie or something.
Right.
Marion Thompson said that she paid $30,000 for these macaques.
Damn.
I mean, imagine how much money in animals there were. Like, maybe you have a tiger, but maybe you spend $30,000 on like a pen for it or something.
Yeah. Well, if he was part of like a rescue or something, maybe a lot of those were given to him.
Yeah.
But then the people that gave him didn't really realize what kind of the situation it was going into.
Yeah, I could see that. And I definitely am one that questions owning animals, even dogs and cats. Like, especially bigger game animals. I can understand if like you got an elephant missing a foot, or like a blind tiger or something.
Yeah.
You know, something that wouldn't survive. But even then, it's still kind of a gray area.
Right. What are you going to do with 18 tigers?
Yes, nothing.
Right.
Like, I got 3 cats that I hate, you know?
Right.
So Jack Hanna ends up taking all of the still living animals. And if you look this up, like they have like helicopter flyovers, I think, of like just piles of tigers and animals.
Yeah.
And Jack Hanna said he just like cried for a day straight with
with having to take them out.
Yeah, and having to shoot these and the cops that had to shoot these animals too. And what they were talking about was if you have to tranquilize a tiger, you know, you have to hit it in the right spot, and then you pissed it off, and it doesn't work until like 10 minutes. So you got this pissed off tiger, and there's a bunch of other crazy animals in the mix too. Who knows how they're going to react?
Right.
And I think they only had like 4 tranquilizer guns,
right,
or something like that. I mean, there's a limited amount. You don't have one for everybody because you're not expecting this type of situation.
Yeah.
So it was decided that the dead animals would be buried on the property. So they got a backhoe or some sort of digger out there, and Miss Thompson chose a spot, and they dug a hole that was like 30 feet deep, and they just put bucket loads of animals in this hole and buried it up.
Yeah, covered it with some lime.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how big a tiger is, but it's got to be like 800 pounds.
Something like that.
Or maybe a healthy one.
500 to 800 pounds.
Yeah, malnourished, maybe 600.
Yeah.
It takes a couple of people to move that.
Right.
These guys were tired from killing big animals and big cats all damn day.
Yeah.
So that was Zanesville, Ohio.
Zanesville, Ohio. I think I kind of remember seeing something about that, about the guy like just letting them go and then being like,
yeah. What a crazy thing to do.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe if it had more traction, like if they didn't find them right away, that'd have been crazier.
Oh yeah. Not a single person was hurt with those 30, what is it, 18, 17, 8, 3, 2, 1, 1, 40, 50 animals got let out, and not a single person was, I don't know, well, only one guy was dead, and that was the guy that killed himself. They said that after he killed himself, they came up to the body, and there was like a big white tiger eating on him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, cats are assholes.
They'll eat your lips and your eyelids first.
Yeah, if you like die of old age, they'll like eat your fingers off and yeah, butt heads.
That's why I have a cat door in the lounge so that cats can get out when I die down here.
Oh, there you go. They can just run off, get their own food.
Yeah.
I have a story that's about animals. It's Les Loups de Paris, which is the Wolves of Paris from 1450.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah, it was right at the end of like the 100-Year War, and so they just got done with that. And then for like at least 5 years, they had like the worst winters ever. Where like someplace it was so bad, and like because it was Paris and then like all of Europe and like parts of the like some sea in Turkey froze over where you could just walk across it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would have like really wet summers, and so like they were having pretty much like a famine going on. And so that made the people hunt more, like of the game around, you know, when there were like more forests and stuff in France. And with all that, that made the wolf population running out of food also. And they started pressing in to where they would come in and like steal like a livestock and so forth. But the farms like outside of Paris weren't doing that great, so people were moving closer in to the city.
Okay.
And then so the wolves were following the people into the city.
Oh God.
Yeah, and it got so bad that like just traveling through the woods to get to Paris, people would have to like carry guns and stuff because wolves were picking them off. And it got to the point where the wolves found the like cracks in the wall to the city, but
Damn.
the wall was actually built in like the 13th century by King Philip Augustus, and so for like 250 years it's just kind of went to shit, especially since they were like spending a lot of money to import food because of the famine and stuff that was going on. And so the wolves were able to find like cracks in the wall to get in. And at first they were just like hunting like cats and like rats and stuff like that, but then they started digging up corpses.
Ooh.
Because there was a famine and people weren't working, and people were sleeping on the streets. And so at night, if they started attacking people at night,
I mean,
that were walking around.
It's easier to get to a guy sleeping on the street than it is to dig something up out of the ground.
Especially the frozen ground.
Yeah.
It said they were led by a big male with red fur and half a tail that they called Courtauld or bobtail.
That's a fucking movie right there.
Yeah, and he was just like, they said it was massive, and they think that it might have been like some kind of northern, like Hungarian wolves that maybe have closed in also, just because of how cold the winters and stuff were.
Yeah.
They said that at the peak there was like 20 to 50 wolves roaming around in Paris, and that in
Damn.
in 1450 it said, I've heard just 40 people died, but then I've also heard that in the first month they killed 40 people, and so these wolves maybe have killed up to like hundreds, 100 or 200 people, until it got to the point where the people of Paris just had enough of these wolves.
Yeah.
So then in the courtyard in front of the Notre Dame Cathedral, they kind of built this like makeshift pen, and got some volunteers to go and find some extra cattle and pretty much just mutilate them and then drag them through the streets into this courtyard. And then when this huge wolf pack, finally found its way in there, they closed them off using some like wooden barricades and stuff. And then pretty much everybody in Paris just like threw rocks and spears at them.
Damn.
Until they got all of them.
Damn.
And then they like paraded around Courtauld, or the bobtail one, just around the street in a cart, like having a big ass parade.
Damn, that's crazy. People are wild.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand having to not let wolves eat you, but
Yeah, well, I mean, like, wake up in the morning to go, I don't know, milk your cow, and you gotta watch out for a wolf.
yeah. Or your cow's dead because a wolf got it.
Right, and you're in like, I don't know, you're in Paris, or
Yeah.
like a New York, like a city,
Yeah.
like damn.
Oh gosh,
Yeah,
that was a pretty good one. What years was that?
1450.
1450. Dang, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, It's like,
600 years ago or something.
yeah, about.
And you'd think like living out in the country with one wolf around would be bad, and then they're hunting in packs, and
Yeah, well,
they got some super smart bobtail one.
right. Well, because it like was kind of like a bullseye kind of thing. Because they started out and they're just messing with the farmers, and then they get closer in and they're messing with people bringing their livestock into town to sell, and then they're actually in the town itself.
Yeah.
And because that one wolf was red and had like the misshapen tail, some like cryptozoologists think that they might not have been wolves. They might have been some of these other kind of various,
Like some sort of hellhound type thing.
yeah,
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Or
That's
like,
interesting to think about.
werewolves.
Oh,
Just people,
werewolves in Paris.
yeah. Instead of London.
Oh, yeah.
Ow.
I got one that's kind of like that actually.
Yeah.
They called this the Tsavo man-eaters.
Oh, okay.
And so this is a kind of a story about a pair of maneless male lions. So they didn't have the great big, bushy mane.
Yeah, so they're like adolescent or something?
I'm not 100% sure, and it could be like their living conditions. Like maybe they were subordinates within their pride or something.
Oh, okay.
But they may have just like not gotten the testosterone or something to grow them. And this was in Tsavo, Kenya, during the Kenya-Uganda Railway. They were building a railroad between March and December of 1898, and they were trying to link Uganda with the Indian Ocean. The British, who controlled the majority of this area, started building this railroad over the Tsavo River, and they had been shipping in Indian workers,
Okay.
like from India.
Yeah.
And the leader of the project was Lieutenant Colonel John Henry Patterson, who arrived just a few days before all this began. So crews were working on the railroad, and there were like 9 camps kind of set up in this area. And I don't know exactly how you build a railroad, but I imagine like the first people are digging, and the second people are
clearing
laying
the
wood.
bush away and all that.
Clearing, digging, laying the wood, laying the rails. It's probably some sort of almost maybe a reverse process line or product line.
Yeah.
So during this construction, these 2 maneless male lions would sneak into the camps and kill people and drag them away.
While they're sleeping?
While they're sleeping, yeah. And the first couple of weeks and months, they would just one of the lions would come in at a time, and then they started 2 lions would come in at a time.
Yeah.
And so the crews started trying to build, well, and these people are from India, and maybe they didn't have like big cats to worry about there, but they had tigers.
Oh, they
in
got
India.
tigers, yeah.
Which are, I mean, I don't know if they're as big, but tigers always seem smart to me.
Yeah.
I heard tigers will hold a grudge.
Like, yeah. And they're like more like
Devious.
they hide and seek kind of
Yeah.
animal.
Yeah. But these crews tried to scare off the lions. They started building campfires, and they were taking these like thorny trees and bushes to build like barricades.
Yeah.
But the lions would just like crawl through or under or jump over these barricades. They were claimed to killed 135 people
Damn.
during this whole period of time.
Just 2 of them?
Just 2 of them. And so the workers started fleeing from Tsavo, and the construction all stopped. And eventually, like, more officers came from Britain, and they brought around 20 armed militia from India to assist with a hunt. And this Lieutenant Colonel Patterson started setting traps, but it almost seemed like the lions were like one step ahead of him every time.
Yeah.
And,
like outsmarting them.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's like he would set up in this camp, and then they would attack that camp, and then he would set up, in a camp that seemed to be in the direction they're going to, and they'd go the other way or something like that.
Right.
And so after trying repeatedly with a bunch of unsuccessful attempts, he finally took a goat that one of the lions had killed and put it above or in front of a like a scaffolding, and he finally shot the first lion on December 9th, 1898. Then 20 days later, the second lion was found and killed, and the second lion was shot up to 9 times. So I think the first lion, they shot him and he hit his leg, and they found him a ways further down dead.
Okay.
And the second one was shot, let's see, 5 times with one rifle, 3 times with a second rifle, and then once with a third rifle.
Damn, he just wouldn't go down.
Yeah.
It's like the Rasputin of lions.
Yeah, and they said that, or Patterson said that after he had killed that one, he was still like gnawing like on branches and stuff, trying to get at him while he was dying.
Yeah. Jeez.
And then these lions measured like 9 foot 8 inches from nose to the tip of the tail, and it took 8 men to carry the carcasses back to camp. So like 9 foot is bigger than like the tallest guy. And then you think of like, man, when my cats scratch me, it hurts, and those things are like 10 pounds.
Yeah.
So I couldn't imagine something 9
A
foot.
9 foot lion.
Yeah. So Patterson used these lions as floor rugs. He skinned them and used them for floor rugs. And when he was, after 25 years or something, he finally sold them to the Field Museum. I think that's in Chicago, right?
It sounds like, yeah.
Because I've actually seen these lions in the exhibit, and I think it was in Chicago.
All right.
So he sold these skins to the Field Museum in 1924 for a sum of $5,000. You want to take a stab at how much that is now?
From what, 1924?
24. $5,000.
I don't know, like $500,000.
86,000.
So
I mean,
okay.
that was more than I thought it was going to be, but maybe not as much as you thought.
Right.
And I feel like whenever I try to do guesses like that, I always try to kind of pitch high.
Yeah, I didn't want to lowball it.
Yeah. These lions are worth something, goddammit.
I know.
When they got the lions, they were in pretty poor condition. I just imagine every time that guy would walk over these rugs, he would just like kind of grind his feet a little bit.
Yeah.
You sons of bitches. And so the lions were reconstructed, and they are permanently on display at the Field Museum. Some of the theories that they thought why these lions were attacking were, one, there was an outbreak of rinderpest, a cattle plague, in 1898. So that they think that maybe a lot of the natural prey had died from that. Also, they had thought they had become used to finding dead humans in that area of Africa, because there was a lot of like slave caravans, and they thought that maybe they were finding carcasses next to like, or in that area that were just left out. And then another one was one of the lions had some severely damaged teeth, and they thought that maybe it hindered his ability to kill natural prey.
Yeah.
But Lieutenant Colonel Patterson said that when he killed those lions, at one point he had hit one of them in the mouth with his gun, or maybe shot it in the mouth, and he did that damage. So they would have already been killing people before that. But that is the Tsavo man-eaters.
Tsavo man-eaters.
And there's actually a documentary on YouTube about that, if you want to check out more on that.
Yeah, I think they also made a movie.
Yeah.
Ghost in the Darkness or something?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's also on YouTube.
Maybe. I think it's a Val Kilmer movie.
That's a big name.
Yeah. I don't know if... So I'm trying to think if I saw it. I remember parts of it. I didn't know if it was based on it, or then they brought in the Patterson to just hunt the guys. Not that he was already in charge of the area. Like,
you gotta movie it up a little bit.
Yeah. Be like, we've got to bring in the ringer.
And those two stories reminded me of something I had kind of come across. and I didn't get to research it and write it down fully, but it was The Devil of India, and it was about a female tiger that had killed like 300 people in this small area of India, and he would just go into these small towns and like grab kids and take them away and stuff.
Yeah.
And there was a hunter. They had put up a like a $500,000 reward, and they hired this hunter because he was super good, or maybe this was before he was super good. He was still pretty young, and he said, "I'll hunt the tiger, but you got to take off the reward,
Yeah.
because I'm not going to kill this thing because of money."
Right.
And so he set up this whole village to like clang pots and pans and yell and make noise to attract the tiger. And he was going to set up on this hill, but the villagers got a little too ambitious, and they started like making noise right away.
Yeah.
And he was like still like 100 yards away. So he like hurried up and got on the top of this hill, and he was like super hoping he wasn't going to be too late. And he did see the tiger, shot it and hit it in the hindquarters, and it like got all pissed and ran away and climbed up some rocks, and he missed a couple more shots or something. When he tracked it to where the tiger had went, and then he killed it, he had noticed that a hunter had fucked up its mouth,
Yeah.
like shot it in the mouth or something. He had shot it in the mouth. Somebody else had shot it in the mouth or something. And so it was in a bunch of pain and couldn't hunt regular food. And so that's why that tiger was hunting people.
Human.
Yeah.
Squishy bags of meat.
Meat juice.
Yeah. Well, I've heard like tigers and things become like man killers or man hunters because they get like a taste for it.
Mm.
And it's also probably like when like a fox or like a cougar gets into a chicken's cage,
Mm-hmm.
and it just kills all of them, even though it's not taking all of them to eat.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like a frenzy, and it's like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, whenever you see cats with like a laser pointer, it's like they can't stop.
Yeah.
You know, so it's obviously some sort of feral animal instinct that makes them really have to just kill.
Yeah, and I mean, you're in a bunkhouse with a bunch of guys. That's got to be pretty easy pickings if you can just quietly get in there.
Well, and I bet it wasn't a bunkhouse. I bet it was just a big tent. The
Yeah.
doors were probably left open. Like, I mean, it's probably not accurate, but whenever I see movies of this kind of thing, it's like work all day, drink all night, stumble into your bed, wake up and work some more.
Yeah,
So, like, I'm sure people were just kind of laying around or
right. Or just
easy
doing
picking.
that kind of work. You're just tired,
Oh yeah, for sure.
and it's
Digging all day
hot,
today.
so maybe you do have the windows open. Or
Yeah, and you're stinking.
Yeah.
And there's probably not anywhere to shower.
Smell
and
you,
shit.
yeah.
Smell you a mile away.
yeah. I have another wolf one,
Oh, okay.
and this was in 1917 in the Tannenberg Forest
Okay.
during World War One, where pretty much the German and the Russian troops were fighting on the Eastern Front,
Okay.
and well, because of the trench warfare and the like miles of just like barren dead zone land, and plus they were also using mustard gas in World War One,
Mm-hmm.
and so any kind of natural game had been scared off,
Oh yeah.
and
Damn, I wouldn't even have thought of that.
and then just them like digging these trenches and like mortar shells and just blowing the hell out of the landscape. Like they pretty much like
Anything that wasn't dead was scared off.
right. And so then like a carrion creature, like a wolf, like a scavenger,
Mm-hmm.
the farms that were like on the countryside, they started picking off like livestock,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but that was scarce. And then
I bet like the Germans and the Russians were grabbing like farmers stuff all the time.
yeah, because you would
We
just
need this
march
for the
in there
war.
and yeah, we need your cow, we need this.
Yeah.
So and plus a lot of people, because it was war, they were evacuating.
Mm-hmm.
So if there was like a lamb or something left behind,
Yeah.
but even they said they were even like trying to get kids. Like if you just let little Timmy run outside to go to the well, like a wolf might pick him off.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then pretty much once, the farmhouses got on lockdown and we're watching out for wolves, then the next easiest thing are the dead bodies in the battlefield.
Oh yeah.
And they said it got to a point where if you were wounded and you didn't get back to like an aid station fast enough, you were pretty much just dog chow.
Damn. Oh.
Yeah. It got to the point where the snipers for each side weren't shooting people like trying to run across the dead zone or in the actual war. They were just taking out wolves.
Whoa, that's crazy.
And it was, because they would just run onto the battlefield. They weren't like afraid anymore because they'd been starved for so long.
Yeah.
And they ended up forming like a super pack of like 50 to 100 wolves.
Oh my God.
And it got so bad that I think like Russia or Germany, like they telegraphed each other and like, if these wolves interrupt our war one more time, we're going to have to do something about it. Because they were like, the snipers, it was pretty much like for every one they would snipe, like 2 more wolves would like be out there.
Oh my God.
And then the wolves were also, because the snipers were like up on hills and stuff kind of by themselves, they started actually attacking the sniper.
Oh man. Animals are smart, man.
Yeah. So then it got bad enough where Germany and Russia were like, okay, let's stop shooting each other. Let's fucking shoot these fucking wolves. And so they used like rifle fire and poison, hand grenades, and fucking machine guns, and just pretty much mowed them down.
Oh.
Spent like a week just mowing down wolves.
That's crazy.
And they said like they killed around 50, but like throughout the whole war they killed like hundreds of wolves.
Did you come across any pictures or anything like this?
This is World War One.
Yeah.
So there's more like artist renderings and stuff like that. And there was dispatches from like news sources
Yeah.
that they were hearing about all these wolves being killed, and then this truce. And it was reported in like all over the United States, about these wolves. And I only saw one source that said it wasn't true.
Yeah.
And it was like Russia Beyond is a website. And it said because they couldn't find anything documented on the Russian side, so that it's probably fake news.
Yeah.
Even though there's like so much documentation on like from Berlin and like the German side.
Yeah.
But just because Russia was like, no, we didn't help them. Because they have that there's that Christmas Eve truce they had.
Yeah, yeah.
Where they all like played
Soccer
and shit, and it lasted till like New Year's Eve. That was documented on both sides. But this wolf truce was only documented on the like
German
the
side.
Ally side or whatever.
Axis.
Well, Germany was bad in World War One too.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because then they
Russia
got
was
screwed.
bad after World War II, right?
Yeah, because they didn't want to give up all the land that they got.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Can't
But that
win
was
them all.
my second wolf story.
Oh, that's cool.
And I guess they were like Russian wolves, because at first, like the armies by themselves trying to take care of the wolves, it really wasn't making a dent in them.
Mm-hmm.
So then they had to pretty much be like, well, let's use all our firepower to get them.
Yeah.
An extra tidbit, in 2006 at Nabi Zoo, I think one wolf escaped.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they had to euthanize it, which means they pretty much just shot it.
Yeah.
And then in 2014, 2 escaped.
Whoa, come on, Niobe Zoo.
Right. And those 2, after, they found them, they got euthanized. In 2018, they had badgers escape.
I had that one written down.
You had that one written down?
I didn't see the wolves ones, though. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, I didn't get a lot of information about it because it would be like the Dispatch and the Quad City Times, and when I'd click on the article, it would pop up with that paywall that's like, be a subscriber or
Yeah.
subscribe for as low as 50 cents a month or
That's
whatever.
why you come to this podcast.
Yeah,
because we figure stuff out without paying for it.
exactly.
Then you don't have to pay for it.
Or we just like just give you a vague example of what's going on.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say this, and I might sound like a lunatic, but I swear that like 3 to 5 years ago, I swear I saw a bunch of stories about like a giraffe or something got it loose in like the village of East Davenport.
Giraffe.
I swear I saw, and it could have, maybe it wasn't a giraffe, maybe it was a zebra or something. I don't know, but I swear there was like some sort of weird animal and videos floating around of some sort of weird animal in like the village or maybe downtown Rock Island.
Well, maybe February.
February?
That's up by the Putnam. There used to be a zoo back there.
Really?
Yeah, and for the longest time the zoo was closed, but they still had animals there.
Oh, just taking care of them?
Yeah, until they could, get somebody out
Oh,
to take
really?
them.
Maybe it was in like Division or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I'm trying to ask all the people that I think would have talked about it because I remember like everybody at work was talking about and sent around this one video of like in my head I can see it perfectly of a giraffe just running around Village East Avenue.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I could find no hard evidence though.
Yeah. There was a time when I worked at the casino downtown Bettendorf,
Mm-hmm.
and I would walk home because I didn't live too far from there.
Mm-hmm.
But I was over on the, I don't know, the east end. Yeah, like on the LeClaire side.
Yeah.
And there's like a tobacco outlet down by like State Street, and there used to be a McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
And I was walking home, and I think I was 10 to 6.
Okay.
And so it was early morning, but in the tobacco outlet parking lot, I could have swore I saw like a cub, like a bear cub,
Oh no.
because it was like bigger than a raccoon, and the way it was running was more bear-like.
Yeah.
Because raccoons kind of do like that half, like sideways shuffle kind of run,
Yeah.
if you know what I'm talking
Yeah, I know
about.
what you're talking about.
And I was like, because I just stopped and watched it run away. I'm like, okay, and then kept walking. And I'm like, that's weird. And then I was listening to Dwyer Michaels on that Friday because they used to have a Ask Us Anything
Okay.
segment where people would call up and be like, hey, where do you find Charleston shoes? But this one guy called in and was like, has anybody heard anything about like a baby black bear or a black bear in Bettendorf? Because I swore I saw one over on that same area.
Whoa.
And I was like, oh shit, that's cool. But I've never got any kind of verification other than that guy who called into the radio station.
Yeah. There was a bear that was like in cornfields in Maquoketa not too long ago.
Yeah, that was like a couple years ago.
Yeah. And it was like just hauling ass, man. People
Yeah.
were like stopping and looking at it.
Yeah,
I feel
people
like.
were they were stopping on the side of the road. The
That's
cops had to
crazy.
come out and be like, can you guys leave? Like, it's a bear.
Yeah. You ever been attacked by an animal?
Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mine's just the podcasts.
it's just the podcasts.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you're play fighting, but I used to work at a dog kennel, and then there was this one like Siberian husky wolf kind of looking dog,
Yeah.
and it hated everyone. And I was talking,
Everyone.
yeah, because you would have to like use like this plywood kind of block.
Shield.
Yeah, pretty much just to like cut off part of the kennel and clean it, and then the kind of like shield him around and then cut off the other side.
Oh.
And then he was sitting by the side of his cage, and I was like, "Hey, buddy, hey!" And I was petting him, and I was petting him on his nose, and he just "Arr!" Like, you fucker, like bit my finger. I'm like, yeah, I thought you were being cool. I was petting him for at least like 20 minutes, and he just fucking bit my finger.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I don't have any more stories, but I did write down like average deaths by animals per year. If that's
Yeah.
something you're into?
Average deaths per animal,
Yeah.
like how many people animals kill.
Yeah, per year. Do you have any other stories, Dave?
I have one more story.
Let's do that.
This one is about animals attacking themselves.
Okay.
It's takes place in Scotland near Dumbarton in Milton,
Okay.
and there's a bridge called Overtoun Bridge.
Overtune.
Yeah, and it was built in 1895, and it like connects these two parts of land over a gully.
Yeah.
that was right by this. James White built the Overton house, and then pretty much right off the house, it goes right over this gully. And ever since like 1950, like 600 dogs have jumped, and at least 50 of them had died.
What?
Yeah, they jump off this bridge that's like 60 feet high, 50, 60 feet high.
This sounds crazy. And some of them live?
Yeah.
The majority of them live?
Yeah. So like only 1 out of 10 die.
Wow, that's crazy.
And they say you'll be like walking your dog and it'll just stop and then look and then just take off and jump off the bridge.
Oh no. I wonder if there's some sort of like high-pitched whistle or something coming from underground.
That was one of the theories, is that not too far away there is a submarine base
Oh.
in Fastlane
That's kind
Bay.
of cool.
Yeah, and they thought maybe the like ping, the sonar acoustics were like somehow making it through this gully to like
Yeah.
mess with the dogs. But they got some sonar or some acoustic experts out there to kind of debunk that.
Okay.
And some people say where it spans is like a thin place between worlds. And so maybe it's like spooks that are getting the dogs to
They
jump over.
say animals know.
Yeah, because there's a James White built the house and then he passed away, and then his wife lived there for 30 years by herself.
Mm-hmm.
And they say it's her that's leading the dogs to jump to their death.
What a bitch.
But the people who live there now say that that's a myth, because back in the day, these kids played a prank, because the house used to be boarded up until it was given to the state, and then the state sold it to these missionaries.
Okay.
And while it was boarded up, these kids got up to the top and ran a cable over the bridge to like a tree,
Okay.
and then came up there with their friends, and then we're like, oh, we saw the white lady, it's so spooky, we need to go up there. And they got a bunch of
The
kids
white
from
lady.
town to go up there, and then they like got like a sheet or something to come zipping down this cord and like freaked them all out. And yeah, because when the missionaries bought the house and they learned about the bridge and stuff, and they're like, the white lady, these two old timers came up when we were walking around, and they were asking them, and they're like, oh, that's from us, we pulled this prank, and it's been like this myth ever since.
That reminds me of shout out to the Paranatural podcast, where we talked about like every city's got a Lover's Leap story.
Yeah,
Every
right.
city's got a white lady story.
Yeah, and the most scientific idea they have is that it's a mink, like minks.
Like a little weasel animal.
Yeah, because the bridge is a solid stone, and so it doesn't have any gaps in it. And so, as a dog's perspective, it just seems like a wall, and they don't know that they're, 60 feet in the air.
Yeah.
And then if these like, because I guess mink piss, like dogs will go crazy for it.
Oh, okay.
And so if they're
Remember
like
to get your dog some mink piss. Some Blue Ribbon Lounge podcast mink piss for
mink
this
piss,
Christmas.
yes, they'll go crazy. They'll jump off a bridge. And they say that in 1950 is when these things were introduced to Scotland by U.S. fur farmers. I guess right after or during the war,
Yeah.
and
White men will do that.
yeah, and the fact that it's a solid wall, the dogs smell this, get excited, jump, and then realize, oh shit, and then it's too late. Yeah,
Damn.
but the only caveat to that is there's probably like thousands of bridges in Scotland.
Yeah.
And these minks have like made, like you can find them everywhere now.
Yeah.
Since they're,
Invasive.
yeah. But yet none of these other bridges have these stories
These
of
dog problems.
jumping to their deaths.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. And then on a gruesome note, in 1994, a guy swore that his newborn was the Antichrist and chucked it off the bridge.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so maybe it is a haunted, spooky dog suicide bridge.
You gotta, if you have an Antichrist child, you gotta take that to the church.
You don't take it to the dog bridge?
No, the dog bridge. Maybe the baby forced him to with its Satan mind.
Or maybe he thought he had to take it to the place where it's thin. Between worlds.
Between worlds.
Yeah.
I wonder. That's maybe always what I kind of thought the Bermuda Triangle was. We kind of debunked that.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's any other thin places out there.
I don't know.
A podcast episode, maybe.
Thin places.
Yeah. The pockets of my pants.
The pockets of my pants. The elbows of my jacket.
And keep going. Want to do some animal stats?
Yeah, you got some stats there?
Yeah, I got
we can
some
go ahead
stats.
and throw them in there.
Yeah. So I just started off with a couple of weird ones. I watched this video and it had like a bunch of them, and I just wrote down a couple of interesting ones. Sharks, 3 deaths per year, which I would have thought was higher.
Well,
But
average, maybe.
yeah,
Maybe some years it's 0 and some years it's 6 or 7.
yeah. And I guess like a lot of times they just bite you, just shark bites.
Yeah.
Pufferfish, 6 deaths per
Damn.
year. And I don't know, like a lot of these are definitely like disease carrying animals.
Right. Or they have poison.
Yes. And like, so take all of this with like kind of a caveat of things kill things different ways and stuff
Right.
like that.
It's not they're running up on you.
Poison dart frog and the wolf have the same amount at 10 per year.
Ooh.
Some years more than others.
Yeah, obviously.
Um,
Depends on the winter.
what do you think is more deadly, a cow or a wolf, or a cow or a horse?
Cow.
Horse. A cow
Oh,
is
shit.
18 and a horse is 20.
Oh, okay.
I just guess like I'd imagine people falling off of horses.
Yeah, horses kick more, but
Ooh, kick you in the
Um,
head or something. I didn't see donkey.
cows will kick. But things with cows, like in the big farms,
Yeah.
if you get in there, they can smush you. They don't care. They'll
Oh.
just like, bleh.
I don't know if I saw pigs. Pigs will fucking kill you.
Yeah, pigs will fucking fuck you up.
Asian giant hornet at 26.
Oh,
Cone snail at 30 deaths per year.
that's got to be some sea thing.
Yeah. Ants, 30 deaths per year, which would be an awful way to go.
Right, swarmed by like fire ants or something.
Yeah. When a lot of these I did see, like, especially like down further in the list, things in like Africa, like everything in Africa will kill you.
Yeah,
Don't go to Africa.
yeah, because they have poison. Or if you're like allergic, that probably counts too.
Yeah, that's one too.
Yeah.
I know that's down there for sure. Jellyfish is 40. Elephants is getting into the triple digits at 100.
Damn,
I-
they trample you.
Yeah, for sure. And they trample a whole city or village or whatever.
Yeah, they can.
Get 3 to 10 in a trample. Camels are more than elephants at 117 deaths per year.
Oh, they're assholes.
Yeah. Well, and this was one that's got a caveat. Deer with 120 deaths per year, car collisions.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah, that does.
And here's one, ticks, 150.
Mm.
Lyme, I don't think there's a thing for Lyme disease. Cure?
No, I think once you have it, you kind of always have it.
Yeah. And I think it can like either really fuck you up or like you can kind of curb it or something.
Yeah, because I have a friend who got Lyme disease really bad when he was a kid.
Oh, really?
Like, bad enough where they had to go check on him in the bath to make sure he didn't like pass out and drown.
Wow.
And now he just has joint problems from it.
Mm.
Like if he does too much work, his joints will flare up.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. Here's another one, poultry. Spreading disease is, I think, a lot of what that one was.
Salmonella.
Yeah, salmonella. The Nile crocodile, which is a great rhyme,
Yeah,
210. So now we're over 200 now.
yeah. Those are like vicious ones, I think.
Yeah. Lions, which we talked a little bit about today.
Yeah,
250. Hippos, the most aggressive animal on the planet.
right.
From what I
Hungry.
Hungry. That was 500.
Damn.
Yeah, double a lion.
Yeah.
Alligators, 1,000.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I'm just like, everybody in Florida?
Yeah, because crocodiles are Australian.
Yes.
Nile.
No, crocodiles are saltwater.
Okay,
and
alligators are fresh.
water. I believe it could be the opposite. Leave it in the comments whether it's this is what I said or not.
No, I think that makes sense because in the movie Crocodile Dundee, they go swimming and it's freshwater, so it means no crocs.
Oh, okay. And then we got coming up here tapeworms, which is kind of
Ugh.
like just getting sick.
Yeah.
You know, scorpions. Oh, tapeworms was 1,600. Scorpions is 3,250. Freshwater snail,
Oh, okay.
4,400.
Is that like a leech or something?
It's got some sort of parasitic disease in Africa.
Oh,
Must just
okay.
kill a shitload of people in Africa, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Bats at 12,000. King cobras at 14,000. Next time you're, petting your little puppy dog Fido, dogs kill 17,400 people a year.
Damn.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's a lot to be bringing something into your home openly.
Right.
The black mamba, I believe that's the deadliest snake, 20,000. And this one's kind of a bunk one. Bacteria,
Yeah.
33,000. Humans takes a pretty big leap to 5,800. Or no, I'm sorry, 580,000.
580,000.
And then the mosquito is at the top of the list with 830,000.
Damn.
Yeah.
Malaria.
Yeah, it'll get you every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Typhoid.
it was interesting to me how much it ramps up between like I think in my opinion it really starts to hit between, the Nile crocodile, a lion, and then a hippo. Once it hits a hippo and then an alligator and then the tapeworm, it just like really starts to ramp up.
Yeah, and if you think about what people are normally afraid of, that's smaller numbers.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't put like any spiders on here, but those were all I think less than like 100.
Yeah.
Or definitely less than 250 because I think once it hit like the lion and hippo area, it was a lot of bigger things.
Yeah, people are like, I don't want to go to the ocean because there's sharks. Like, but
That's the bottom of the list.
yeah, but dogs are everywhere.
Yeah. Well, and maybe that's it. It's, more dogs per capita.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Crazy.
But yeah, just something to think about. Wear your bug spray, people.
Yeah. Get your shots.
Yeah. That's all I had for animal attacks. I put this on the list, and I was really excited to do it.
Yeah. No, it's cool.
A lot of it was the two stories I had. I already knew that I was going to do those two stories when it came around.
Well, when you said it, I knew. I'm like, oh, it's the wolf treaty thing.
Oh, okay.
Where they go hunting wolves. But then I'm like, I could have swore there was something about wolves in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
So then I had to look that one up.
That's cool.
Yeah.
These animals, man, they're everywhere.
I know. It's crazy.
It's an animal world out there, and we're just living in it.
Pretty much.
So your homework for today is to leave a comment with an episode you want us to do on.
Yeah.
We roll dice, but we love taking
Suggestions.
Yeah. Or maybe if you're out there and you want to do an episode, hit us up.
Yeah, if you got something interesting or a good topic.
Yeah. And we do have a couple of things planned for it's getting to be towards the end of the year. So we have a couple of things planned, and it might have to wait a little while, but we always like bringing a third person in here to kind of break up the monotony.
Yeah. And if you like our show, share it with some people.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Open-minded people.
Yeah, because I feel like if we can get at least one of the episodes to like 100 views or 100 downloads, we'll do like a Facebook Live or something special like that.
Yeah. I need to get off my ass and start doing that 1 year episode. Get that
Oh, yeah, get that video up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like a Facebook Live would be cool because then you could have people comment
Mhm.
in real time or
Yeah.
just watch it later.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe a Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Or maybe like
Yeah, like a Saturday hangout.
Yeah, Dave's the idea guy.
Yeah, if
I
you
just
guys
say
can
yes.
get an episode up to 100 downloads or views or whatever it is.
Yeah. Just put it on repeat on your phone and put it on your nightstand when you're sleeping.
Yeah, or like share to 4 people and ask them to share to 4 people, and they share to 4 people.
But I'll still be here with you, Dave.
right here.
right here in the Blue
Blue
Ribbon
Ribbon
Lounge.
Yes.
Stickers are up, and that's it.
That's all I got.
Cool. Well, you guys be good to yourselves, and see you next time.
Yes, and remember, common sense can go a long way to fill in the gaps of knowledge.
Oh, I like that one.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh. So, like, we're sinking. It sounds like a submarine.